Hello everyone and welcome to another YouTube video. Today I'm drawing my OC Deckard, and just right out the gate I want to say I'm currently packing for a trip to Italy, and I'll be away when this video is uploaded, so if this video seems a little worse in quality than usual, then it's because I'm trying to finish it as fast as possible so that I can pack, because I have a day and a bit to pack. With all that said, however, this still took hours because I don't know when to stop. Anyway, please enjoy the video, and if you do, please like and subscribe. Now, on with the video. So, I don't really know what to talk about. I tried painting fire for the first time, I guess, so we can start with that. I think it turned out alright, all things considered. I'm not the biggest fan of, the bottom half of it, and I could have remedied that by, probably, I don't know if I could have because I didn't try it, but, I probably could have remedied that if I had done the background separately, without Deckard just being smack bang in the middle while I was doing it, but I didn't think of that at the time, so let's just pretend I know what I'm doing, okay? Anyway, but I also had to stop myself halfway through doing it because I didn't want to spend hours on the background. But all in all, I am happy with it as a first attempt. I do like how it looks. I know it's not realistic fire, but I mean, have you seen my art style? Is it the most realistic thing? No. So I think it fits with the art style, you know what I mean? So I think, that was kind of my goal, to make something that sort of fits, but isn't too not like fire, if that makes sense. I think it turned out quite alright, but I also did a whole lot less details in the face and body and focused more on the lighting for this speed paint. And I really do like how it turned out. I think sometimes I do put in details that you just can't see by the end of the speed paint because of the lighting. So giving myself limitations on time definitely helped me ignore those for today, although it honestly felt a little bit wrong to not include them. I was originally going to do smoke instead of fire because I thought it'd be easier, but then I changed my mind because if I did smoke, I'd need to do some sort of background. And, we're trying to save time out here, and we all know I'm not the biggest background fan, so let's just accept it until I actually do something about it eventually. Other than that, I pretty much did everything else the same. To be honest, nothing groundbreaking or anything. You know the drill by now. Sketch, then line art, then flat color, then lighting, shading, and details in a random order because I can't decide on a singular way to do things. And you know what? That's okay. Art is personal, and if you're not doing a commission, then who cares if your art uses slightly different methods at certain points, because at the end of the day, it's good to experiment, especially if you're new to art or digital art, or actually traditional, I guess, since a lot of young artists are starting on digital nowadays. Back in my day, we had crappy school pens and pencils, and we were happy with them. And sometimes we didn't even have rubbers. Actually, would you guys be interested in seeing my really old art? Because it's quite, how would you say, interesting? Yeah, let's say interesting. But, I wouldn't mind digging it up for a video. It's somewhere. I just know it, just in case you want a little bit of a teaser for it. My main OC used to be a bunny rabbit, and then it was a wolf, I think. I can't remember if it was a wolf or a cat. They kind of looked the same, to be honest, when I drew them. Back then, anyway. Anyway, on that topic, actually, I recently found one of my old diaries from when I was, 8. And it's the funniest thing I've ever read. I mean, I was practically on the floor laughing at me, little me, bitching about the smallest things. Yeah, you give out because your at the time 4-year-old cousin wanted the dragon he gave you because he's decided it's cooler than the one he chose for himself. And half the stuff being spelt wrong just makes it even funnier. Because, as a kid, I read a lot, so I knew quite big words for my age. For an 8-year-old, but, big words, big enough. But I never knew how to spell them because English spelling sucks, and I read them in books, I learn what they mean, and then I'm like, yeah, I know this word. I don't need to, see how to spell it. It's fine. I don't need to remember that. Anyway, so I have to pack for Italy today, and I really need a haircut because my hair is way too long, but I'll just, throw it up in a ponytail or a bun the entire time. I mean, I never don't have my hair in a ponytail. Don't worry to anyone who's oh god, it's not a JoJo Siwa ponytail. It's just a really low, loose one. It's always in that all the time because I hate it being in my face. So I'm not going bald anytime soon. On that note, which I suppose this is a different note, but it's a note. Has anyone seen that they're making a Colleen Hoover book into a movie. Listen, I've never read her books because, quite frankly, I've seen some of the pages and quotes, and oh my. Listen, I support women getting money. You know, we love that. Yeah, you get that bag, girl. But, like, should her books really be as popular as they are? Again, I've never read them, so maybe they're actually secretly, like, really good, and there's just a few questionable parts. But from what I can see, the general consensus is that they're bad. So how is there a movie? But then I suppose there's a whole thing of any press is good press, so like the people who read them and then said they were bad were still buying the books, so they were still selling well, so that's probably why. God damn it, guys, can we... Pirating's a thing. No, don't. I don't condone that, but it's a... Don't do it, but it's a thing. Anyway, so Deckard, as I've said before, is an explosives expert. Not in magic. Don't ask him about any magical tech. He doesn't know. He owns his little camper van, and he may or may not be like those van life influencers without the influencer bit. He's quite wanted in many places, either for being a criminal or for striking deals, and all in all, he's just a pretty chill guy. Like, yeah, okay, maybe he blew up a statue, but it was the statue's fault for looking at him weird, and in his defense, no one got hurt, unless you count the statue, I guess. So he lives with Puck and sometimes Mo, and Mo feels like annoying him. And I mean, what's he supposed to do? Tell the god like he can't have a sleepover? That's just rude and will also probably get him killed. So, you know, for the most part though, Deckard doesn't like magic or gods or deities or anything like that. Partially because of the village he was raised in and partially because of certain events. But it is handy for him to have connections with Mo because, I mean, who wouldn't want to have a god on their side, whether you like gods or not? It's handy to have one being like, hey, you're cool, you know? Other than that, I kind of want to learn ISL for Deckard because he's not deaf, but he is hard of hearing because when he was younger, he was stupid and decided to test out bombs without ear protection. So, you know, the things on his ears now kind of double as hearing aids and ear protection. Don't ask me how that works. I feel like over-explaining these things makes them more outlandish, and we can just all pretend he's like a genius or something, okay? Yeah, but like I could, like realistically, okay, I could be like, oh, I've made up a whole new sign language for this specific character because it's a different world. Or I could, you know, actually learn ISL and use it not only in this, but also in real life. You know what I mean? So, I don't know when I'll have the time to do that, but I can try find it. Maybe. Anyway, if you're wondering why his entire body is covered by, like, a black compression top looking thing... Yeah, it's because of, like, mainly, like, the burns on his body, but also if you're wondering why it's, like, absolutely everywhere, he kind of also wants to look cool, okay? He kind of wants to just look cool, okay? So we're going to tell him he's cool, and we're not going to upset him. Okay? Okay. Anyway, in short, Deckard is your go-to guy if you want information, gadgets, or... any mildly illegal objects. He will usually refuse to get you magical ones unless you're paying him really good, and usually the magic ones are the easiest to get because he can just ask Mo to get him any magic objects, and in return he's currently tracking Mo's brother Marion, who, in case you're new here, Marion has no soul because he was artificially made to be Mo's playmate, so like oracles and like Lady Death can't find him or keep track of him. Or anyone else that could if he did, you know? So anyway, so in the actual story, Elva and Soren track him down to ask for help in hiding her from our big bads and finding both her parents and her friend. Deckard probably would have said no if Elva hadn't mentioned Morgan's name, and he would have probably also said no if he would have had to come face to face with Morgan again. But he also wouldn't miss an opportunity to spy her from far away, you know, like I mean, if he doesn't have to get, like, up and close with her, I mean, why not? Also, Puck did take a liking to Elva because she may or may not have bribed him with food and shiny things. So, you know, he wouldn't have let Deckard say no. So yeah, that's actually where I'm going to leave this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Irish word of the week is te, which means hot.